Steam revises its review system to reflect updates to games. And I think that's awesome. Because, let's look at a few examples here in this article from steamed.kotaku.com by Nathan Grayson. Good name, buddy. DayZ, which was an experimental game, it was a mod for, what was it, Arma 3, I think? Is that the one? It started as a mod? Sure, whatever. It started off with 71% overall positive reviews, but then quickly turned into a shit show. And because Steam updated their policy to show you all of the reviews that are recent, or at least separate them from the aggregate, it now has a 38% positive, which is, of course, negative. So it just goes to show that when it launched, people were super hyped, gave it all the positivity. Now that it's managed to settle in and be a piece of crap, people give it its 38 that it deserves. Awesome. That's great. Another good example, Batman Arkham Knight, deeper in the article, got a 53% when it launched. Now that they fixed a lot of the problems with it, not all of them, it's still a fuckery game, it has an 89% positive. This is all on PC, Mark Jr.
I know.
Keep the perspective. So,
but I played the game and it was fantastic. But okay.
But you see,
it was the worst of them.
You can see how this sort of positively, or not positively, but accurately reflects the updates that have come to games since their launch. Killing Floor 2, people were super excited about it. There was like a 4 or 5 year gap between Killing Floor and Killing Floor 2, and people were super excited to get it on the new engine with the new graphics and all that good sort of stuff. They gave it an 82% positive rating in the start. All the recent ratings add up to a 64%, which means people have found their disillusionment with the game. That's awesome. I think there's nothing bad to be found in this new system. What do you guys think?
I'm reading, Nate. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm partially in agreement with Clay. I think that it's cool. That's all right. That's good, because people shouldn't be able to rate games before they've ever even played it. Like, you should have to have a couple of hours logged into a game before you can give it a rating, or at least a half hour. I mean, if it's a game I'm absolutely going to hate, I know it within a half hour. Mm-hmm. Anything other than that, I need to put a little time into it. My only issue with this is, couldn't you have always just sorted it by newest first and then made your own opinion like an adult?
Well, no, people can't have their own opinions, Nate. That requires too much mental capacity.
Is that why they don't want other people to have opinions?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
There is a correlation there. And that whole scientific theory about causation and correlation, it applies. But I think the greatest part of this is not how it serves to people's ignorance and inability to make their own judgments, but how it reflects how game makers have supported their games. Because you saw it in the first few examples. Like, DayZ starts as this new hype hot shit, and then they see that the support for the game is awful, and it drops from 71 to 38. You know?
Yeah, but isn't there a fundamental flaw in this, though? Like, the caption, the screenshot for Killing Floor 2, the dude has 494.2 hours on record. That's a lot of time to get disillusioned with a game that you once considered good.
500 hours? Wait a minute. No. Stop. He put his very first sentence. His very first sentence is so ironic. Scroll down to the Killing Floor 2, Mark Jr. This motherfucker put in almost 500 hours and then called it a very shallow game.
Damn, doesn't sound very shallow.
That doesn't make any sense.
Hours into it.
How do you drop 500 hours in a game that has no depth? No, you can't trust people for reviews and form your own opinions. You Big dumb fuckers.
I don't know. It's just it seems to me that there's no perfect system. I kind of like that this one is. When I look at a game, I don't tend to use other people's opinions unless it's overwhelmingly negative. Even if it's overwhelmingly positive, it doesn't tend to skew my view on how I feel about it. Because I've liked some shit games, and I've liked some, and I've not liked some really good games. So it's cool. But there's going to be flaws in whatever, and this seems to be a good system. I just don't think that. I hope that people take it with a grain of salt. Like if you put 151, like on Baldur's Gate, 151.6 hours on record, that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
And you've probably beaten Baldur's Gate 6 or 7 times in there. I'm not playing anything 6 or 7 times that I'm going to give a negative review to.
That's fair. Neither am I. So.
I mean, can you imagine what's 150 hours for a gamer? Your average grown-up gamer who has shit to do. 150 hours is like a month worth of time, maybe more.
Oh, at least, yeah. Because on an average day, if I'm not busting hump and working 13-hour shifts, I still only get like 2 hours to play video games, maybe 3.
So imagine you've got your 150-hour mark. Do you seriously spend 2 months playing a game you hate? No. That's not a real thing.
It's not.
No, I don't even spend 90 minutes playing a game I despise. It's not hard to figure out how long swinging a hammer in the desert sucks. It sucks from moment one. So what do you think, Mark Jr.? Do you think it's a good idea to have a system that shows you how a game started, and then it has a secondary system to show you how well that game has been supported or improved or regressed?
Yeah, no, I think it's a good idea. I mean, it's better than not being able to address it later. You know, just saying. I mean, like this DayZ one had 71 to 38.
Right, which means it started with hype, and then people quickly became disillusioned, found out it's shit. That's good.
This Aryan guy put in 88.2 hours and is telling you it's pure ass. Dude, you played that bitch for almost 4 days and you're telling me it's ass? 4 days? Come on, man. I'm just being honest. I understand. I'm not putting in a half hour on a game that sucks balls. I put it in and I'm playing it and I'm like 15, 20 minutes in and I'm like, I'm not playing that shit. Done. Game over.
Titanfall levels suck, huh?
So, you know, I mean, I am okay with the system. And it's better than having the old system of it comes out, it gets shitty reviews so it doesn't sell well. Or it comes out and it's super hyped and everybody gives it great reviews and then they play it and find out it's ball ass and you can't change it. So that's an okay thing. I don't have a problem with it. So, you know, I mean, it's not bad. But, I mean, every one of these I'm looking at is telling you not recommended after 500 hours, not recommended after 90 hours, not recommended after 50 hours playing Mortal Kombat. How many goddamn people did you fight? So, you know, I mean, I'm okay with it. You know, I'm okay with, like, this is the best one of them all, Grand Theft Auto 4. He's only put 20.2 hours in, which you can do that in Grand Theft Auto in no time.
Yeah, without even thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, so that's in that version, that's a good thing. But like we're going all the way back to what Nate said. You're not putting 500 hours into a game and then saying it's ball ass and it's shallow. What? Dude, you played it for 500 hours. That's like a year's worth of game time for me, G.
Obviously, that's not a grown-up. Or if it is, he ain't got no responsibilities.
Dang. I mean, it's not a bad system, and I'm okay with the system. I think that works for the, you know, instead of just being shafted with you're stuck with whatever it was when it came out. Because you say what you want. Fallout was a hyped game. Fallout had great ratings, and it's dipped over the last 4 or 5 months because you find all the bugs. You find this. You find that. You can't complete this mission because some reason it won't let you click on the goddamn vertibird.
You've been stuck on that vertibird for like 4 months.
No, the next playthrough I could do it. I just couldn't do it in that playthrough. So it was something about being a dude and a chick. When I was a chick, it was Brotherhood of Steel was like, it's cool. But when I was a dude, it was like, fuck you.
All right.